Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM22 Career Mode. This is episode 58, and we are at the start of the season. We have our new colors, AlphaTauri, in place, and we're in Australia for the Santos Tour Down Under, so we are just getting started on things. No breakaway, it's already been reeled in quite a while ago. Really aggressive Peloton throughout the day today, and we're going to continue that aggression by getting out front a little early. 18K has been my start point for our sprint train on this one, primarily because more than half the distance is downhill descending. So you can see Vashek leading us out is actually outside of him. Everybody else is in a bit of a recovery mode. So as we hit the base, I'm going to start pushing even harder for him. He's on a -2, but just about everybody else is on a pretty good race day condition. The only unfortunate thing is our two favorites both have a -1 themselves. Now, part of that has to do with the fact that, like Vashek's 79%, his first race of the year, and most of the team has been assigned,
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very
what do they
high.
call it, normal preseason prep. So they were in that 70 to 75 range, and we'll see if we can, get a little separation here. Looking like a big no on that one, but McKellar also down, so Shagai, let's go ahead and get him to drop, and we'll send these two to the back. Shagai pushing on, that's for Mark, and then Gonzalez, red bar used up, but we have gained separation for Shagai and for Mark. So Gonzalez, go ahead and set up. Or don't sit up. I guess either way, right? He looks like he's closer than he was. But Shagai and Vermark are pushing on at that 99 with under 5K to go. Let's go ahead and gel up for them and gel up for these guys. And we'll kind of watch from here as Shagai pushes on at a 99. And now you're starting to get a chase of, well, 4 guys trying to attack. Peloton has split 34. 3K to go. Shagai leading out Vermark. Vermark does have the better sprint. 1.8. So Shagai, sprint. 24 seconds. I think we're going to get a stage win here. Let's hope we can combine that with some sort of time gap as Vermark goes for the line. He's going to claim the stage. Shagai makes it a 1-2. And we'll sprint with what is left. One guy gets a little bit clear. That's Mark Hershey. He'll round out with a 3rd place. We still had a hefty advantage to Mark Hershey. Let's hope that him getting 6 bike lengths ahead of a small Peloton and 10 bike lengths behind my 2 guys is not enough to make the gap disappear. But of course, knowing the game, our escape was about 7K from the finish, even though it's a punchy stage. According to classification, they'll probably just put us on same time. Now, if somebody else had attacked and we were the ones who were finishing 4th, 5th place, you'd see gaps. I don't know if that's actually somewhere in the coding or not. It's just that's how it feels. Like I said, they have a tendency to not give the gaps. We at least get the 1-2. We're going to get a 10-second time bonus, a 6-second time bonus, but no gap given. We have at least been given a gap to the chasers. So this break happened after this break. This break occurred first, but they did manage to at least give that one. Better than nothing, I suppose. And we've already picked up our first injury of the year, still in January. At the same time that Santos Tour Down Under has been going on, there's an Argentine race. Gabon? Are you sure? I thought it was Argentina, but guess I'm wrong on that one. Well, anyway, we do have the La Tropical race at the beginning of the season in the stage that Jan Bach has broken a rib that will see him out for slightly over a month. It's not long. Vandenberg has picked up the stage win, so we do have our first first and second win of the year, occurring same day or day apart from each other, whichever way that one came out. Final stage of Tour Down Under, and it is also the Wollonga Hill stage, so there's only 2 punchy stages here. We have a wonderful chance at a high finish. Now, after that double 1-2 on the previous punchy stage, we still don't find ourselves in the lead. We thinned the field down to 36 riders in contention. By the way, there's still 3 riders in the break here that have not been caught yet, and we're going to turn left and head up Wollonga Hill for the first of 2 times. We'll cycle around and come back up shortly here after we get up on this plateau. But McKellar turns the corner and gets us started. You can see the first guy is fading. Now, one thing that is a possibility here, besides just claiming the overall, is that Shergai currently is the leader of the King of the Mountains classification. So I am trying to put ourselves in a position to set Shergai up with 1.8k to go to the top of this thing, to be in position to go through first, the first time through, because that would give him enough points, as we're going to now shift to Panamar in the same sort of manner, have enough points to claim that jersey. So Shergai is next in line. We will let him take over just near the top here. So Panamar pushing pretty hard. We've actually split the field, and my 6 guys are clear +3. And Shergai goes through, collects maximum points, and that will lock that up. Arietta is the next closest. He's got a 16-point advantage over, Panamar for 1. And what is that final climb? Final climb is worth 16, but he's already the jersey wearer, so Shergai should have that in the bag now, as our 4 + 1 are clear, and then we've got a small group of 5 here as well. Actually kind of half tempted now to kind of keep that foot down a little bit, as we've got a 45-second advantage, but with 20k to go, I don't think that's something we're going to necessarily hold on to with 6 guys, Okay, Shergai does sit 6th overall. Let's see what happens if we there. That's okay. Front group's back together. Back group is splitting as a result. I want to get this back into kind of the order we want for the end. Gonzalez needs to move up near the front. Vashek needs to move up near the front. And then Panamar. We definitely want those 2 guys going left. And Shergai probably will go to the rear once we get ourselves reordered here. And we will push on if possible, as Shergai actually temporarily opens up a little bit of gap there, down to 33 seconds as we get guys in order. And Gonzalez nearly in position now to, as we make the descent down the other side of the hill. And we're going to have Gonzalez take over and have Shergai get to the back and now try to recover. 25-second advantage. Let's take a look behind us and see just how close are they. Oh, here they come. Here they come, chasing hard. That's 30. McKellar is... Please don't tell me McKellar was the one doing the chasing of our own team. Okay, 30 riders, but we are in control of this thing. 10k to go. 49 seconds behind. Let's not suddenly let others into this, because we are thinking about the GC. We'll turn left here. We came straight through right at the start of the cut for this stage. 7k to go. Gel for Panamar. Gonzalez nearly done. We will not get same time. On to Vashek. Okay, 92 sounds good. Arietta gel. Vermark gel. And Shergai gel. Now we're kind of riding for Vermark here, with Shergai just trying to hang on 4K to go, speeding up a little bit more for Vashek. Here's that final left-hander, and second and final time up Wollonga Hill. Straight into that 94 effort. Down to 29 as Gonzalez is the only rider that's been dropped here so far. Vashek, it's 2.2K. Let's move on to Panamar and his 94 effort. That's fine. Vashek helped break toe behind. $1.5K, 1.3K. I still want these guys to have a little bit of punchiness left. 1K, okay, sprint. Sprint for Mark doesn't have it, but Arietta can go claim the win, it looks like. Everyone's sprinted out, 200 meters to go. Can we get a triple on the podium? Arietta claims the win ahead of Panamar, and Vermark is going to hang on for third. Vermark should definitely... Oh, it's only 4-second advantage. He was 6 seconds behind. Hershey gets fourth. Mater, Schmid, Sherguy. He'll keep his top 10 with a 7th place finish. Arietta is going to gain 10 seconds. Let's see what this does with that overall, because we were 6 seconds down, knowing that the guy 6 seconds down just gained 4. So this might not be an overall win. Arietta, will he have any sort of time gap? Our Alpha Tauri is Tauri Alpha, I suppose, in terms of letter codes, as it's TAL instead of ALT, but okay. Either way, we've had 2 stage wins. We've had a 1-2 and a 1-2-3 to start the season. That part's fantastic, but do we also get the overall? Does Arietta get some sort of separation and additional, more than just the 10-second time advantage? Is there a gap just behind us here? I mean, there looks to be a significant gap between this group and then that chasing group, and there are time gaps. There are time gaps all over the place. Arietta 12 seconds clear of Panamar. We have 20 to the Vermark group with just 4 guys, Sherguy and Covey, and then 31. And then that ends at a minute 9 with Vashek alone, and then Simon Yates following. That's all the way down to just 22nd. This will shake up the order. Before I get to the general, let's go ahead and switch points on the day. We shouldn't be competitive here, as there was plenty of sprint stages. We're not. Just into the top 6. 2 guys in the top 10. But KOM absolutely crushed with a 1-2-3-4 in the King of the Mountains. And Arietta actually ends up taking it from Sherguy at the end. Sherguy not scoring any additional points, but the extra 16 for Arietta being enough to add to the 24 he already had in second place. The under 25s is a 1-2-3 with Arietta on top. Vermark is not there, so he's also going to be well placed in that overall. Team classification is ours. 50 seconds, almost a minute to the good. And there is the GC, and my oh my, we have a sweep, folks. Arietta takes the win ahead of teammates Kevin Vermark and Andre Panamar. Mark Hershey comes in for a trio of Swiss riders with Hershey, Schmid, and Mater, and then Sherguy coming in. So, interesting results there. The Australians, nowhere to be seen in this one. Oops. In fact, really only a couple of native English speakers anywhere near that top 16. Kevin Vermark, the highest placed. Okay, here's a couple things for the upcoming season. Sponsor objectives, of course, are pivotal, and especially where the finances will take us in the coming year. So we have a 207 monthly balance right now. Next year, 253. So an increase of 46,000 for the coming season is a hefty boost. I mean, that is one quality salary that we can afford there. Definitely not the highest end, not those 80, 90,000 kind of guys, but that's more than we're paying any of our writers, I believe. In terms of the objectives ahead of us, the first one is not until March, and then we have a series of quite a few in a short period of time. Strada Bianchi, Paris-Nice, Tirreno Adriatico, Milano Sanremo, Paris-Roubaix, all 2 to 3.5 star objectives. LBL, half star only. And then our major objective, our top objective of the year, is the Giro, aiming for a top 5. I know that my personal objective that we carried in was win stages, and we did that. We had a couple stage wins, and then I personally wanted to go out and win the King of the Mountains, and we did that. I do remember that we did have a bit of a surprise when it came to the GC side with Lenny Martinez, who we weren't focusing on much. Did he have 5th? Was it 5th? It might have been. Either way, this year we are focused on the GC, but I'm not going to bring only A-team guys. It will be a little bit of a combination. My intention, as you'll also see that the Tour de France points classification. So we want victory in the points classification. We are aiming for the green jersey in that one. It is a fairly big objective, so I will comply with that request. So we will have the Tour de France green jersey, not just go win some sprint stages, but actually go for that green jersey. And I think we have Johannes Peters is a great candidate to be a green jersey winner, as he is punchy, as he has a great flat rating, and is a strong sprinter. That combination can claim plenty of points and ultimately win some stages. So we will focus our sprint team and a puncher or two around the Tour de France. The climbers, though, are going to spread to 2 Grand Tours this year, as ultimately the primary focus is going to be the Giro and getting a top 5, but I will take a couple of the guys that would be domestiques, high-level domestiques at the Giro, and take them to La Vuelta as leaders. Abner Gonzalez or Arrieta are kind of the 2 primary names that are in play for La Vuelta leadership, and they may or may not be a part of the Giro, still as those domestiques, but we don't want to, overplay our hand. However, here's the thing about 8 riders at 3 Grand Tours. That's 24. We have a roster of, 18, 19 guys. So there will be some overlap. We cannot just place everybody at 1 and spread it out nice and even and keep them a bit more fresh throughout the season. We will have to utilize some overlap. But besides those 2 Grand Tours, it's clear that, a handful of classics and a couple of the major World Tour stage races are going to be the focal point of our season. But we're going to go out and try to win as much as we can, when we can, where we can, how we can, but focusing just on World Tour stuff, as there's no reason for me to get after Continental stuff any longer. It could take us 100 episodes to get through a season if we ran every race. So I've already, we just raced 2 days, and that's already put us through pretty much all of January. That's the way to keep things moving along, but just focusing on bigger races. In terms of that squad evaluation, by the way, Gonzalez is the most well-known rider we have at the moment. We have one Italian rider, Piccioni. He's not popular enough. He's definitely not meeting any of our needs at the moment, but we'll hopefully get him popular as the season goes on. In France, we do have Martinez, so the image part is good, and he is at least pulling enough wait to give us a partial evaluation, and I will never sign a Russian rider in this playthrough. Say no to the war in Ukraine. Say no to all that doping that is absurdly prevalent in that nation as well. Very brief overview of the nations that are scouting. One thing that I am doing this year is that we have not one but 2 scouts that are getting efficiency bonuses by going less than full strength. And part of that was recognizing that we've signed a bunch of guys from certain nations and that there's not going to be a vacancy this season from a bunch of nations that we regularly scout. Now, our bonuses down the road are going to go away by not scouting there this year, but I'm okay with that. So you can see we're getting North America in its entirety, North Africa in its entirety, Asia in its entirety, minus, that one, and just a little bit of Europe, so much less than what we normally get of Europe, and that's because we've filled the vast majority of the slots that we have available there. There are a couple that are left, but we just didn't have efficiency bonuses as it was, and I was like, you know what, let's just pass. Let's just pass on those and focus on, because, let's be honest, the UK, a young rider with some potential isn't gonna match up with the best riders of the nation. We're gonna find that through search, through the existing pro riders that come available to us. So that's the approach this year. The season is young, but we've won the first World Tour race of the year, so we have a massive advantage, especially when you throw in 2-stage victories, infecting the podium is, I think, a much better way of putting that one, as AlphaTauri was all over the top of the standings in that one. So nice early lead, already 1,000 points for the season. Dang. Okay. When my goal is 10,000, to have 1,000 after a race it's a good start. I know it's a short episode here, but I don't record on weekends. I do try to spend time with family, and I should be spending time with family, but it's Sunday and I've been busy of late, and I'm trying to get something out for you on a Monday, and so Sunday had to be partially occupied by content, but only partially, so I'm going to move on. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.